the GSL when he played against Idra very late in that tournament and did some of the craziest builds, including Contaminate with Overseers, stalling the larva production of Idra, and then really punishing him with a strong mid-game army. It's a matchup that he's always excelled in. He took out Stefano 2-0 this season in the groups, and it's just he's a bit of a Zerg sniper. So Sin definitely will have his hands full here. Couple that with the fact that Sin has not had good luck versus Koreans this season. He's actually not managed to take out a Korean at all throughout the groups, and I feel like maybe we have a Gamma Bears underdog.
I don't know. Sen finished the regular season, man, with 6-2. Sen is one of the top performers of all time in NASL history. Season 1 he got the bronze medal. Season 2 he managed to get the bronze medal. So in Season 3, man, he's aiming for nothing else than gold, I'd say, or at least silver. I mean, you gotta mix it up a little bit. You gotta collect them all. But what you said about Zenio having excellent ZVZ is definitely right. He also took out Heypro in the regular season, and they had this ridiculously crazy game on Ohana on the map that we are watching right now. If you guys haven't seen that game between Zenio and Heypro, you guys should check it out, and don't worry, it won't take a lot of your time, but it is definitely funny to see.
Incredible game. Came down to literally a couple of Zerglings. Yeah, Broodlings even. As both guys went with early pools, and it was just a micro battle that Zenio managed to come out on top of.
As we see, man, Zenio is going head first over here while Sen started off with the spawning pool. He spotted that drone. Did Sen actually scout? No, Sen didn't really scout, so he was a little bit paranoid about this drone over here from Zenio idling at the edge of his creep, which people often like to do to build a spine crawler. As you can see, Sen being really paranoid about that, but Sen, you actually have nothing to worry about. Zenio's doing the most economic opening possible.
Yep, and Sen's is not much worse. Pool into expand without gas being taken. This build's gaining a lot of popularity as it's safer against early pool stuff than like Hatch First, obviously. But it's not really much worse economically. You get the faster queen. I suppose at the end of the day, it's a little bit slower in terms of getting your economy going than a Hatch First, but it's just barely. So very similar builds, and I think you're going to see these guys on very even footing as the game progresses. We see Zenio getting his gas at about the same time as Sin. So.
So once more about their regular season performance. As I said, Sen went 6-2. He only lost 2 games. He lost against Gonzi, which was 2-1. I remember that series as well with that game on Shattered Temple where the Banshees and the Hellions. Tra-la-la-la-la, I remember it vaguely. And he also lost against Hawk, but that was a walkover. So he didn't actually really lose those games. I was very sad about that on that moment. I remember that because I was so excited for Sen versus Hawk. I thought it was going to be awesome. And then unfortunately Sen, as we said, he's an excellent sleeper besides a great Starcraft player. He overslept.
Yeah, he definitely. Well, it's true, man. We would come into the office and Sin would be sitting in front of a computer with his feet up in another chair, and we'd be like, "Oh, he's watching Starcraft or playing Starcraft." And you walk over and you look at him, and his eyes are closed. He's just sleeping, man. He would just pass out for hours at a time. You mentioned that Zenio was walked over by Huck in the regular season. It's actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, Sen lost against Huck by walkover.
Okay. Well, anyway, the point that I was going to make is it's just an interesting point. Huck had a lot of walkover wins this season, and it's one of the big reasons why he was like so uncontested, finishing first in that group.
That is correct. But he also played very well despite that rough start against Trelloc. Anyways, Zenio finished the season 5-3. He lost against Puma, TT1 and Cloud. But as we mentioned before, he did beat the 2 Zerg opponents in his group, Stefano and Heypro. That's definitely worth mentioning. We see Sen right now moving out with 2 queens, positioning them right below the Overlord before they start shooting at it. And they should be able to take out this Overlord, right?
Yeah, right? Queens are faster than Overlords. Oh, wow! Well, if he continues to commit there, he should. Wow, that's a bummer. Yeah, and he actually stands to lose this queen if he goes out too far.
No, he's gonna get it easy. Queens are actually like surprisingly fast. All I see is a blur when queens start rolling. You know what I actually think would be a cool future for queens? Maybe not a good balanced one, but if queens gain movement speed over time, you know, they start off slow, but then they get more and more speed. Anyway, Zenio is going to make some aggression right now with quite a few links. Picks up the first queen straight away. A couple of banelings are morphing for Sendo.
Really beautiful positioning on these banelings. They're going to block the ramp, and while he's going to lose a couple of drones, whoa, no detonation there. It's going to be okay for Sin. He actually comes out of this with a bit of a lead. Zenio committed a lot of larva to Zerglings instead of drones, and because